Hello guys, Michael here with another video. So today I want to talk about how you can actually survive the first date and also leave a good impression. Let's say now that we are coming from a perspective that you are not that experienced and you in some way manage to pull off a date with a woman that you really want to meet and feel attracted to. So what are you going to do here now? I mean, what are you going to talk about? How are you going to make things interesting? I'm going to help you out. And I'm going to give you a couple of tips that is tangible and easy to use, all right? This is not a quick fix though. So the only thing I can give you is the foundation and guidance of how to steer the dates, basically. And if you don't have any kind of compass, if you don't have any direction of how to make that date meaningful, it can really go bad. I've seen so many dates going really bad because men just don't know how to go about it. They just don't know how to make things interesting. So what is one of the best tips I can give you to make things interesting? Well, it is to shift your focus towards her. That means that you should make the date about her much more than about you. So many guys doing the mistake of actually thinking about interesting stories, interesting gimmick to show her, maybe some magic tricks and so on, to be the center of the attention, to make her amuse. So the date is all about entertainment and amusement. But that is not what you want to do, because if you want to have a great date, you need to be able to create emotional connection. You see, emotional connection is the absolute foundation for building relationships with women and with people in general. So you should focus on making the date about her. So instead of you thinking about your approach of telling her interesting stories and all that, you can still do it, but you have to limit that and instead make it about her. And how can you make it about her? Well, you need to start asking a series of questions that are tailored to find out about her. It will take some time before you can make things natural. And if you haven't been able to ask good questions, being able to listen and ask follow-up questions, it's going to sound a little bit robotic. It's going to sound a little bit of, not really natural flowing. Really, that's okay. Just go ahead and start to find out things about her. And you can also say something in the beginning, something like, you know what, I'm so curious about you. I feel a little bit nervous, but I'm really excited and happy. And I have some questions that I really want to ask you because I'm curious about you. I want to find out about you. And then you're actually setting the stage of how the date is going to be. You want to find out about her. You want to learn to know her. And therefore, you want to ask some questions. And since you're going to explain that to her, she will actually be prepared for it. And even though it will sound like an interview because you're not experienced, that's fine. Because your solid intent is to find out about her. And that is exactly what you're going to do. So your preparation here is actually, number one, your mindset that is going to make your focus go to her. Your attention, undivided attention should go to her. And then the practical applications here is to actually write, let's say, 7 killer questions. And you want to find out almost everything you can find out about each question. So one of the questions could be, what is your favorite thing to do on the weekends? And then you're just going to fully go into that question. Not only waiting for one answer, you want to find out things about that question. Like if you ask her, what is your favorite thing to do on the weekends? And she said, well, I like to hang out with my friends. You cannot just take that as finding out what you like to do on the weekends. Obviously, it's like, okay, so what do you and your friend doing? What are you normally do on the weekends? You see, you have to be able to actually find out the underlying reason of why she likes to go out with her friends, for example. It's not easy, but you have to start somewhere. Asking questions is a great start for you to be great at dates, really. And there is nothing more interesting and better than making the date about her, because she is going to feel absolutely great and special because you're making it about her instead of talking about your stories, talking about your life, talking about your dreams and so on. You can do that, but you have to keep that short and concise. So now we go into the second tip, and that is that you should focus on listening much more than talking. So try to limit yourself to talk around a third of the time. Let's say 30%, and let her talk 70% of the time, all right? So that is actually everything I want to give you. I don't want to give you much more because I don't want you to get overwhelmed with things. I just want you to be able to actually survive the first date. So let's go through things again. First, you're going to make yourself focus about her and give her the attention, give her the spotlight. So you want to give her your undivided attention. Number two, you want to be curious about her. And in order to be able to do it practically, you're going to choose 7 questions that is about her life that you want to find out, that you want to explore and discover. And the third one is to keep things short when you are explaining things about yourself. You don't want to just rambling on about your story, about what you like, about what your dream is. You can tell that, but in a very short and concise version. And then roll the ball over to her again. So even though she's going to have the spotlight all the time, let the spotlight still be on her while you are explaining things about yourself, and then go back to her again. Don't take the spotlight from her. Just let it be. Have that kind of mindset because you want to make it about her. So the date becomes at best when you're making it about the other person. This is not something that I just have an opinion on. This is based on real science. And I'm talking about the science of interpersonal communication. I'm talking about the science of behavioral science, also behaviorism. And I'm also talking about the science of psychology. So it's not something that can be taken lightly. People just love talking about themselves and what they think about things. And we know, based on very, very solid scientific research and methods that now can be regarded as scientific principles, that when people are talking about themselves and what they think about things, that is when they feel at best in conversations. That is also how women actually get all those neurotransmitters released in the brain that are connected with the feeling of attraction, bonding, feeling of love, feeling of connection. So that is what I want you to focus about. All right? You can do it. I believe in you. And I see you in the next video.